who was in the same area of the El Centro garage, and we followed a Mercedes with two suspects who had camouflage bags, who officers end up stopping on traffic in the Oak Cliff area near Polk and 67, and they are in custody and being interviewed. The suspect that we are negotiating with, that has exchanged gunfire with us over the last 45 minutes, has told our negotiators that the end is coming and he's going to hurt and kill more of us, meaning law enforcement, and that there are bombs all over the place in this garage and in downtown. So we are being very careful in our tactics so that we don't injure or put any of our officers in harm's way, including the citizens of Dallas, as we negotiate further. We still don't have a complete comfort level that we have all the suspects. So we will continue a very, very rigorous investigation and search of downtown. We're likely to be working throughout the early morning hours of Friday until we are satisfied that all suspects have been captured and have an opportunity to be interviewed so that we can fully understand what's motivated this attack on our officers. As I mentioned in the press release before we came out, one of our officers who was in surgery that we had hopes would survive passed, bringing the total count of officers passed away to 4, 3 Dallas police officers and 1 DART officer. We're continuing to ask for the public's prayers and support and encouragement, but I could just tell you I've never been more proud of a police officer and being a part of this great noble profession, seeing the courage, the professionalism, and just the grit to stay on scene in an area looking for suspects, knowing that we are vulnerable. We don't know where they are, and our downtown is very large with a lot of high buildings. And some of the stories I've heard from officers talking about what happened, running toward gunfire, to help the injured officers, to get them transported to the hospital by patrol car, not having the time to wait for an ambulance, and just there's so many stories of great courage. So we continue to fight the good fight to bring this to a conclusion, but it's still a very tenuous situation, and we, again, as soon as the mayor is done, we'll take additional questions from you, then we'll have to be leaving. Thanks.
Thank you. Concerning what is going to happen tomorrow morning, this is still an active crime scene, and we are determining right now how big that crime scene is. There are many people that work in the downtown area. We ask them to stay away from that crime scene. Now, how are you going to know where it is? We're going to post it on DallasCityNews.net. And you can check with your buildings that you work in and make sure that those buildings are open. We've got to support our police force and do their job to make sure we get to the bottom and the root cause of all of this. So please make it easy for the police force and other citizens to check your traffic routes in the morning before you come in. I want to add that it is a heartbreaking morning to lose these 4 officers that proudly served our citizens. To say that our police officers put their life on the line every day is no hyperbole, ladies and gentlemen. It's a reality. We as a city, we as a country must come together lock arms, and heal the wounds that we all feel from time to time. Words matter. Leadership matters at this time. I'm proud of our chief. With that, we'll take questions.
Chief, what can you tell us about this suspect? Is this someone local? What brought this person to that?
At this point, we don't have a lot of cooperation to find those answers, but we will be continuing our interrogation of the people we have in custody. We just are not getting the cooperation we'd like to know that answer of why, the motivation, who they are. But our detectives are diligently interviewing and interrogating these people, and we'll find that out and share it with you as soon as we have it.
So, Chief, it's fair to say that you're talking about 4 people, one in the garage, 2 in the car, and the other one was in the garage. You believe they were all working together at this point?
That's our assumption now, and working together with rifles, triangulated at elevated positions in different points in the downtown area where the march ended up going, the route of the march. And so there had to be some speculation from us that there's some knowledge of the route where you'd be, because how would you know to post up there? And so we're leaving every motive on the table of how this happened and why it happened, but we're waiting for the suspects to break and let us know what they're doing.
But it's clear you have a lot of resources at your disposal. Were these people on anyone's radar? You had the FBI here, I know. You had a lot of other agencies.
We were monitoring social media, and we had attended many of the planning meetings for the protest group, and we have yet to determine whether or not there was some complicity with the planning of this, but we'll be pursuing that.
That takes me to my next question. Do you know if they were a part of the rally or were posted up in that garage the whole time?
That's yet to be determined. Yes.
Last question.
This week there was a person that was on Facebook making threats and advocating the shooting of Dallas police officers. Did you guys take a look at that, and is that person involved in any way?
Yet to be determined. There's a lot of things on social media that get posted that we monitor and follow up on. Whether or not there's a connection to that post with any of these suspects, we have yet to determine that, but we will be pursuing any of that to a connection that we can prove and charge a person with.
The chief and I have some business. He's got to make some tough calls, and he and I are going to be going to the hospitals right now, and it's important for us to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.